Guys, so today I kind of wanted to share with you all my everyday foot care routine. I think it's especially important this time of year in the summer when we're all walking around with flip-flops on and we want our feet to look their best. This is something that I do on a consistent nightly basis and wanted to share with you all. And before I get started, I'll just go through kind of my foot care essentials and some of my favorite products. First up are my Tweezerman nail clippers. I advocate keeping the nails clipped short, and I cut my toenails exclusively with these clippers. I never use them for my fingernails. I only use them for my toenails. And I end up cutting my toenails approximately every 2.5 to 3 weeks around the natural curvature of the nail. And after I use them, I just disinfect them with an alcohol wipe and let them air dry. By keeping the nails clipped short, this cuts down on the amount of external trauma to the nail bed and to the outer nail plate that can contribute to brittle nails, lifting up of the nail plate and discoloration, ridging, and also setting up kind of a little window for our little friends, the fungi, to trickle into the nail and cause toenail fungus. So keeping the nails trimmed short keeps them healthy, and that's why I do that. Moving right along, you might be surprised to see this product. This is the St. Ives Apricot Scrub, which is sold to be used on the face. And I actually detest this product on the face because I see a fair number of cases of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation and discoloration related to using this harsh scrub on the face. So a better use of this product is as I use on the feet. And it nicely exfoliates away kind of excess callus. I use this in the shower just to, my heels and everything. It has salicylic acid in it, which is nice. It lightly just kind of helps break down some of that extra callus that gets built up throughout the day. And then secondly, when I get out of the shower, to my wet feet, I love using this Callus Cream that I found at Walgreens. It's got 20% urea in it, which is a keratolytic, and it's in a thick petrolatum base. And this was well under $10, a solid investment. You don't need a lot of this, and it'll last quite a long time. Other drugstore versions of this are equally efficacious. So if you don't have Walgreens, I'm sure your drugstore has a similar product. Just go over to the corn pad section where they sell kind of the foot care stuff, not the nail polishes, but over by where your wart remover stuff is. That's where you're going to find this guy. And so yeah, I like to use that onto my feet when I get right out of the shower and everything's soft, just to kind of increase the penetration of the keratolytic, while the top layer of skin on the bottoms of my feet is hydrated and kind of opened up. And then secondly, next up, you guys know this is a product that I love, the Carousel foot ointment. It's a little bit thicker urea keratolytic ointment that I applied particularly stubborn calluses related to running and being on my feet all day. I apply this in conjunction with the Callus Cream, and I love this product. I apply both of them just a few nights a week to get my feet soft and looking the way that I like. And I only do this, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday nights. And that is it. When I first started doing these two creams together, I did them on a nightly basis until I got the level of callus and built up scaly stuff on my feet down to a socially acceptable level. And now I just do it a few nights a week, as I said, for maintenance. So on the nights that I don't use these two products, the Callus Cream and the Carousel foot ointment, I just come in with a plain petrolatum ointment to my entire feet after getting out of the shower. And I happen to be rather fond of this Neutrogena Norwegian formula foot cream. It's a little expensive for a basic petrolatum ointment and doesn't offer anything over what a standard tub of Vaseline could likewise do for you. But it is nice, and there's something about the way it's formulated. It doesn't leave much of a residue behind, so I like that. But like I said, Vaseline is fantastic, Aquaphor likewise, and then my other friend CeraVe Healing Ointment can also be quite helpful as sort of maintenance hydration for the feet. Don't worry, I will list all of these products down below in the description box, so don't feel like you have to write all of this down expeditiously. I will have it listed and linked down below. So make sure you check the description box. And with that, let me just go ahead and get into how I use these things. Alright, so here are my bare feet. I never get pedicures because that's a waste of money, and nail salons are essentially a breeding ground for potential fungi and that sort of thing. No matter what their hygienic practices are, it's difficult to control for those things, so I just avoid those places and my wallet's a lot happier. Alright, and so as I mentioned, I start out in the shower, coming in with our friend here, St. Ives. Let's just pretend we're friends, guys, but we're not that close. We'll pretend I'm in the shower, okay? And so yeah, basically my feet are wet. I kind of literally step out of the direct shower stream, but my feet are wet. And then I just come in with a glob of that salicylic acid containing apricot scrub. And I make sure and get him lathered up there on the heels, kind of around the ball of my feet. A little bit here on the sides for sure, where, you know, your shoe falls. I don't get too much on the top of my feet, but I do get around the base of my nails as well. This kind of can help soften some of that excess skin that builds up around the nails and makes it difficult to put nail polish on if you're so inclined. And then I just rinse off the apricot scrub there while I'm in the shower before I hippity hop out. Alright, and so, you know, I've already cut my toenails in advance of this video, but for didactic purposes, this is generally when I would cut my toenails. Like I said, I like this Tweezerman set of nail clippers. I use it exclusively on my toenails, and I'll just show you here. So yeah, I, you know, just kind of go along the natural curvature of the nail, and this is about the length that I like to keep mine. Not too short to, you know, if it's causing you discomfort to clip them, that's too short. I will point out here that if you've got diabetes, you do not want to be doing this yourself. You know, you should see your handy dandy friend, the podiatrist, to help you out. But yeah, moving right along, I'm just going to come in here to my sort of slightly damp feet with my 20% urea cream and the thick petrolatum base. And yeah, you can see how the consistency of that, it's quite thick. This is not, you know, a lotion that you're going to pump out of a bottle. This is going to stay in place a little better. And I just put it to the entire foot, to the bottom of my feet especially. I do put this on the tops of my feet, as well as around my toes and kind of around the nail. Alright, so you can see that rubs in nicely, and now I'm just going to come in with the thicker Carousel. This is a product that contains not only urea but also salicylic acid, and is quite thick. So I just put this focused directly onto any particularly rough spots on the heels, the balls of my feet, and here you can see how thick and white that is. That it comes out, and it's got kind of a nice greasy background to it. So there it goes on the heels. And I'll also point out that after you do this, you definitely want to make sure you wash your hands and to remove the stuff you've put on your feet. Because if these potent acids transfer onto your face, or God forbid around your eyes, that can be quite problematic for you, and you might not suspect it. So just be aware of that. Now, alternatively, as I mentioned, the nights that I don't use the Callus Cream or the Carousel Cream, I just come in with a plain petrolatum, no acid containing, and this one here I'm showing you, as I mentioned, is the Neutrogena Norwegian foot cream that I happen to like a lot. So I just kind of would slather that up all over the feet in a very similar fashion to how I did the urea. Now what I'm doing is covering my feet with a sock. I absolutely never walk around barefoot. You certainly don't want to walk around barefoot after putting all of these emollients on your feet, because they're just gonna, you know, end up all over your floor, and that's sort of a waste. waste. This helps drive the acids into that thick stratum corneum on the bottom of your feet and helps start softening those calluses. I never walk barefoot. That is a little tip if you can grow to love it. Your feet will thank you for it. It just cuts down on the amount of frictional wear and tear on the feet and helps keep them soft and away from our little fungi friends. So I happen to be a fan of these Jazzy Puma socks I picked up at good old Costco. But you know, any sock is great, and actually ideally you would use just a plain white cotton sock, as sometimes some of the dyes and fabrics can, some people can develop allergies to them, particularly in the setting of being on for a long time and having those acids underneath. A white cotton sock is probably more ideal, but I'm living on the edge here, guys, with my black and pink, so hopefully I don't develop a dye allergy. But yeah, so I basically sleep with my feet covered, and then these clean socks can be reused the following evening, and some of those acids have concentrated in the sock and kind of stick around, so you get kind of a 2-for-1. And there you go, folks. You can see how smooth my feet are. No aggressive, expensive pedicure necessary. Those callus shavers don't even need to come here. And I've been happy with this foot care routine. Like I said, I run on a daily basis, go to the gym, and I am on my feet running back and forth from patient room to patient room in clinic at work. So my feet, if I don't do this, they start to look like something out of Harry Potter. So for the good of humanity, this is kind of what I've established as my everyday foot care routine, and hopefully it's helpful to you guys. Like I said, I'll list all of these products down below in the description box. And yeah, with that, let me know what you think, and I'll check in with you guys in my next video.